Sup peeps, my name is Wesley and today I'm gonna show you how to make an SFM poster. We're gonna start with the basics, which is just creating the actual poster and, starting the project. So we're gonna start this with Twitter poster. Ask 2 people on Twitter who, who want to give their loadout and be in this poster. And I had the tests before to add some skins. You don't have to deal with that. This is something I did for this poster. Like later on, when you get more used to SFM, you'll know how the workshop works, and you'll get into that stuff. If there's a request for another tutorial on SFM, leave it in the comments. So yeah, I get that pop up, but you won't. So no map loaded. What you're gonna do is right click load map, and then you're gonna choose a map. So what I'm looking for is like, I don't know, a control point map and gorge, sure. Then you click open and then it will load the map. This will take a little bit, so with the magic of editing, I will skip that. So now we're in the scene. You might not see see nothing, you might do see something. You'll probably be like this in the no camera section. Make sure to look here. If it says no camera, that's fine. You'll see here you can't do anything. You can maybe look around, but that's about it. If you look around, you'll see that you go to the workshop camera, camera, which immediately gets placed here, which is good. If I would have switched from here to the workshop camera, it would have probably placed in an odd position. So I do recommend just looking around. It will put you in a workshop camera or work camera. Keep calling it workshop camera. Stop that. So work camera is where you'll of course be working and where you'll look around your models and your poses. So that's that. However, we don't need this yet. We'll need this in a bit. What we do need is to go to the animation set editor here, and you click in this empty gray, right click in this empty gray area, then you'll get some options. We'll click the create animation set for new camera. Now you'll have a camera. However, it isn't selected here. You can do this in 2 ways. You can either click here, change scene camera, and go to camera 1, which will change it to the camera, or you can just drag this in to the primary viewport, and you'll see that it became completely black. Now that's alright. If you try to move it just like you did before, you'll get this error. How to fix that? All you have to do is click that one and have the camera selected. If you don't have the camera selected, it will not move. If you do have it selected, it will move. So we're gonna find the map. I found the map right there. Or if you look around, you'll... Oh, actually no, that's the map. That's a skybox, my bad. So you have to find the map. If you're out of bounds, that is. Sometimes you're fine. Then how to move is WASD while you're holding down your mouse 1. Very important. And to go faster or slower, control is slower, shift is faster. So that's up to you how to do that. So I have in mind that they're going to be rushing through, these 2 characters are going to be rushing through here, right? So what I usually do to set up the camera, first of all, I usually go to lenses and put it on the 85 lens, so it's a bit more zoomed in. Usually gives it a better feel, but you'll see later. So I unequip the camera, I click this, and I automatically go to the work camera. Then you can select this again, and you immediately know where your camera is, so you can just quickly go there. Either that or just know by memory, and you can just go there. So you see these white lines, this is where your scene is, where your characters will be in. So how you're gonna do this, you're gonna right click, new model, and then you're gonna select what you want to have. So go into filter and search for something. So I'm looking for the soldier, so I'm gonna go type in soldier. Now that isn't the model I want, so I can just press the down arrow key and search for the one I do want. Soldier has a lot of gibs and whatnot, so if you want to speed this up, you can always put .mdl at the end, which means model, and then you can find the actual model. The TF2 movie one isn't the best, but I don't really care what it is. As long as it's a soldier, I'm fine with it. So I'm gonna have him right here. It is playing a bit with perspective, as you can see, since he's actually really close to the rails. Also, you'll have these options, which I totally forgot to say. You have these 3 options. One is to move them around, so you can like press this one and you can move them like this. They won't go up. You can do this one, which moves them in this too. You can move them with green that way, red that way. It's very easy to understand. Then we have this one, which is the rotate tool. You have this one, you have this green one, you have this red one, and you have just, if you click anywhere, you can rotate them anyways. And if you want to undo, you can just press Z a few times. Or once, depends on how many times you want to undo. This one I don't usually use, only a few times. It will rotate according to the camera. And this one is kind of the same as this one. So yeah. But usually you'll be sticking to these two. So I'm gonna put this guy around here. And I want him to have the... Yeah, you can also click these to quick switch between work camera and camera 1. I want this guy to have like a bit of a motion where he's like in the air, right? Like he's walking on the air. So what you're gonna do is, if you want this as well, if you want to start custom modeling, go ahead, up to you. I do recommend custom modeling, but usually for some things I use sequencing, like right here, import sequence, and then later on I edit it. So I want them to airwalk. Primary. There we go. And I want to, let's see. Yeah, sure, take that one. We're gonna take this frame, so we're gonna press enter on this. When this is orange, this timeline thing is orange. You press enter and it will save. Then what you can do is drag over to the very frame you want. Press delete. So we'll delete all the animation afterwards. And then you can go back, take that back, and delete again. And now you'll have the still frame. So it doesn't matter how you move it, it will just be the still frame. So now I'm gonna model him. If you hold control, you'll see his bones. And this is how you're gonna change it. So I like a bit of a tilted motion. Alright. And I have this a bit more relaxed. So kind of like that. Yeah, I do like that. I don't like his waist though, so we're gonna fix that up a bit. I think it's tilted too much. Let's see. That's a lot better. There you go. That's that. Then I'm gonna put this leg a bit more forwards. And then I can do this forward. Then because he's flying, I'm gonna put this pack backwards a bit. Same goes for the pack in the back. Also goes backwards a bit. Since, you know, he is flying. This one can go a bit more sideways. No, we'll leave it. Alright, so there we go. Now he has a real flying motion. And I want him to be looking more at the viewer. Kind of like that. Yeah, that's fine. So he's in the air flying. Well, this can go a bit more forwards. Alright. There we go. I do like this pose. This is a cool pose. Well, this leg could go back a bit. Right, or this one forwards. One of the two. This one forwards a bit. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Suppose I want... what? Is his ass tilted? It is. Alright, wonderful. So, that's that. We're gonna add him a new model. So, I want a rocket launcher that is decorated. If you don't want a decorated rocket launcher, you can right click on the soldier, add Team Fortress 2 item, and do like rocket launcher. You'll find this rocket launcher. If you add it, if you have a sequence, it will be in his hand right there. If it don't have a sequence, it might be fucked and look weird. So if you don't have a sequence and are modeling customly like I am, you can do rocket launcher, and then you can find the rocket launcher you prefer. I have this custom one, which is decorated, and then you have it here, and then you can, you know, drag it over to where you want. But if you're custom modeling, I expect you either to know how to put it in the hand or to be experimenting yourself. But yeah, if you're not, and you do have a custom rocket launcher like I do, and I do have a sequence together with that, you can drag the soldier over the rocket launcher, go to procedural if you're still in lenses, and you can drag one fully up, and it will go in the hand, as you can see. And you can unlock transform, and you can still move it around, or if you don't want to unlock transform. Now, if you don't have that, you can just do like stuff like this, or it will stay in the hand. It will stay the same. You know, I kind of like things like this, where I can just model it or move it around as I want. Like that's a good pose with the rocket launcher. Way better than it was before, at least in my opinion. And then I'm gonna write the rocket launcher the skin it needed, which is this custom skin that I had to import. I'll also give it the stats track. This is a workshop model, so you know. Oh, not the soldier. The rocket launcher. You can do the same with the rocket launcher and stuff like that. However, is this one good or is it broken? I think it's broken. Let's see if I do that, what happens. Oh yeah, I think the workshop said something about this. Give me a second. Rocket. All right. Well, whatever. I'll add it in manually. So, you know, I'm also used to manually adding in stuff. Wait, where is the model? Oh, because it was locked. Alright, I see. Yeah, if it's locked, it won't do much. So move it again. Do I have it here? I do. We're gonna go to the rocket launcher. And add it on. Alright, and there we go. Now it's on there. And then we can just do that. And now if we move anything around, like the arm, it should just go with it. It does. There we go. That's good. I know it doesn't have the thing up here, but I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe I could add in a rocket launcher. It's supposed to have it, but it doesn't anymore. That's weapon born 2. Weapon bone 1 and 2. Let's see where they went. Rocket launcher, unknown. Weapon bone 1 and 2 are there. What? Can I just put these on default and it would work? There, I can. Alright, fixed. Alright. I didn't know that, so that's good to know. So we have the first soldier. Now we're gonna have the medic. I usually add cosmetics after I add all the models. So now we're gonna add medic. There we go. So we're gonna have him right over here. Right there, he's gonna be on the ground. So I want him to be running, so I'm gonna again use sequencing. Oh, I did something wrong. Don't click that. Import, clicked it again. Import sequence. There we go. Then we're gonna have him run with the secondary, which is the medigun. But as you can see, he's standing still, so I have to move X to forwards. So he's actually in the running motion. So yeah, I want him to be right there. And I'm gonna try to get as close as possible to this frame. There we go. Delete everything after that. Delete it. No, don't delete everything. Delete everything in front of that. And now we have the frame we want the medic to be in. Now we can add a medigun to him. Medigun. And I want, these are high poly models. I'm not looking for that, I'm looking for that. The decorated. So we can make those smaller again. Medigun. Do that. There we go. And then move him a bit. I'll click the medic and give him a bit of a smile. Let's see here. Get closer to him. I'll give him lips, feet up. And then smile. There you go, now he's smiling. Alright, so a little thing as well. All the models have a view target, which if you can't find it like I can't right now, is at the eyes at the bottom. This is where he's looking at. That spot. If I move this, you'll also see that the eyes move according to it. If you see that in the background, I don't know how bad it is and pixelated, but yeah, it follows that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the soldier. I'm gonna find his body. Usually I just go to the body and then find the head, and then I'm gonna put the head on that, and then do one. So now it's at his head. So now the medic is looking straight at his head, which is good. So that's that. Then I'm gonna draw the healing beam, so that's no needed. You can usually do it in particle system, browse, and then you can search for, you know, any of the particles. I'm in the workshop folder, but usually you'd go to, not user mod, you'd go to TF, then go to particles, and here you'd find anything you need, like heal. That's not gonna work. I need to actually find it here. So you'd search for anything you need. So it's not healing beam. I think it's dispenser beam. Something like that. So you just search around here. Medic gun beam. That's what you would be searching for, but I don't need that right now. I'll need this later, so keep it in mind. So right now I noticed that the camera is a bit off, so I'm gonna put it in a different spot to make it more action like. There we go. So now they're like the main center of attention. I mean, I don't like how the soldier is standing, so I'm gonna put it up a bit. Maybe tilt him a bit. Still not fully sure about these legs, by the way. I feel like that's pretty good. So we have this. I'm not really happy with the light. It's too bright, so I'm gonna click the camera and go tone map scale. So now it's darker. I'm gonna right click again, create new light. Now I have a new light, and I'm gonna put this on the soldier right here. Gonna, like I said, with the camera you can just drag this over to the preview, and then I can up the horizontal view, or horizontal FOV. So now the medic and the soldier are both in the light. And usually I go for a bit yellowish light. What we're gonna do, by the way, is something known as 3-point lighting. 3-point lighting, where the characters have 3 points of light on them. This is the first one, which I'm pretty happy with the color of this light. Maybe a bit less. There. Then I'm gonna add a second one, which is gonna be a lower perspective. I'm gonna add this to both of them separately instead of what I did with the first light. So I want this usually to be a bit darker bluish. There. And it's not that noticeable, but it does give effect with the lighting in general. Paste. Add it to the medic too. I feel like it's too powerful with the medic, so I'm gonna lower the intensity. Right? And then we're gonna have a backlight, which usually I like this to be the color of the sun at that very moment. So if it's dark and it's moonlight, I will have a blue one. But not here. So I'm gonna have it yellowish. This one is also usually a lot more bright. Kind of like that. But I feel like it's not that noticeable here. Now it's a lot more noticeable. There. And then we're gonna add another one, and this one is gonna be for the medic. Have to find out a decent spot where I'm gonna have this. And you can lower and up the view so you can see where it's actually going on the characters. So I'm pretty happy with this one as well. It has a good glow to it. Alright, and then we're gonna do the last few things, which is adding the cosmetics and adding the unusuals and, you know, all of that stuff. So first, the soldier. I always, actually I'm doing it wrong now. Here, I always go first here, find if there's a like Killer's Kabuto. That's the first thing. So you can see these two are clipping. What you do, go to the soldier, right click, set body group, helmet, none. Now the helmet is gone. And now it makes sense. And we're gonna go to the soldier. We're gonna add the horn blower. Alright. There we go. This one doesn't need any removing. So I'm gonna do something that you guys will probably not be able to do, since this you know, a thing from the workshop, but you'll find it out when you need it eventually. So what I can do is rig, set up color, and then click a color, base tint, and then I can color it, which you know, I learned from working with my SFM so long, and you know, I eventually found on the workshop. But yeah, either there's gonna be a link in the description, or you'll have to find it yourself, depending if I forget or not. And I mean, you don't really need it at the start, to be fair. So yeah, we have the soldier. He's done. All we need to do now is add him some gunboats, because he had those. Yoink. There we go. So soldier done. Now we're gonna add the medic. So he had snow capped. It's not in there. The gray bands, but I'll add those in a bit. And a medical monarch. Nope. None of them are there. I have workshop models for them though. Alright, so it's known as Tough Bread Jacket. I just figured out. The workshop was being kind of weird. That might be with the new Steam update. Not sure. Doesn't matter. I found it, and that's what matters. So here's that. And I'm gonna add to him as well. This, no, not from there. Couldn't find it there, so it has to be not there. Has to be there. Snow capped. And there it is. So I can add this to the medic too. Alright, so when you do that, as you can see, there's something weird going on. That is the beard. So you can unlock the face and then put one, and then it will be completely fixed. However, he does have a beard, so as you can see, it doesn't quite work. Because he's smiling, but you can't see that. So you can just add like happy smile. There you go. Fixed. Alright. And then he also has the Ray-Bans. Or gray bands. Glasses medic. So bands. Sun. What is the gray bands known as? I don't know. However, I can figure it out by adding the gray bands here. Didn't choose the best characters for this, huh? Sweet shades. Alright. Sweet medic. So this one is the model they used. Or the style they used. Style 2. There we go. So now I can just select all of these and put them there. That's that. Completely done. We're gonna add the unusual effects. Particle system. So they both have green energy, which is very nice and easy for me. I have a very nice place for this, a very nice folder, but I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna go to item effects. And that's where you find your unusuals. Then I'm gonna find the green energy, which is known as like super rare green energy or something. Or like unusual green energy or something. I don't know. Not 100% sure. It's been a while since I used this. So you'll have to go through all of these and find the one you're searching for. But I think it was super rare, not sure though. Super rare beam. Yep, it is super rare. Super rare green energy. Starts at -10, emission duration 50, and particle system lifetime 50. So now when you go before the timeline and go back, you'll see that the green energy has appeared. If it's kind of like this, or it's like blocky and whatever, what you have to do, instance particle system. Show an inspect element for your particle system. Click these 3 dots that have appeared. And then you go down until you see effect and then whatever it says. Then you should change this to soft glow. And then that will fix your effect. So I'm gonna go to the soldier body and then the head. I'm gonna go to this and put the head on the transform. So now I can just drag it over with the 1 again. And now it will be on his head. If I change the time anywhere, it will go automatically on his head. So I usually unlock it and then I'll put it a bit behind the head. Like right here. So you'll still have the green energy effect and feel. but now it will actually be behind his head, like kind of how it's usually in game. I'll put it a bit closer since it's kind of too far away. Alright, there we go. And then, you know, that's how you would do that. But I'm gonna add in the actual effects afterwards in Photoshop, so I can just delete this. But now you, at least you know. So what I'm gonna do is add light. I'm gonna add 2 more lights, which would be where the effects would be. That's what I usually do. You don't have to do this. It's just what I'd recommend you do if you make unusuals. So these would be green. Let's see what kind of color green they are. And I can add the intensity a bit more. There we go. And then add a second one to the medic, because he also has that effect. If they're closer to each other, you can also add the lighting effects from each other. Like I'd be able to add some green towards the soldier like this, because you know the medic also has the effect, but there's no need because they're far enough away. Alright, there we go. So this is what we have right now. If you press this, like, it becomes smoother than it was before. So you can see how it kind of would look like. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this as an end result. With like, I'm gonna have the beams in between it. So yeah, if this is all you want and you don't have Photoshop, now you should be able to, you know, make a poster, and then like I'm showing you now, right click on this, render settings, then you can turn off the motion blur, turn this to the highest possible since you know you want a nice looking poster, press OK, file, export, poster, save or not save, up to you. I usually save. Choose where you want to save the file. I'll usually put it in this folder, have it Twitter poster, save, change the TJ to PNG, and then change this to your preferred resolution, and you can press export poster, and we'll start exporting the poster like this. It will say preparing render poster, and then eventually it'll be done and it'll be in the folder. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, and good luck with your poster making.